All right. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Savery Show. This is your boy and co-host Avery Floyd.
What's up, Sterling Little John?
Yes, sir. Man, we got an interesting week of topics to get into, man. This has been something else. Y'all been paying attention to the news. NFL season is about to wrap up. We're gonna get into that, get into some of these end of season awards, who we think might win, who are these final playoff teams going to be in the NFC and AFC. Kyrie's back with the NBA. We're going to get into that a little bit later. But man, at the top, we got to get into the man of the hour, I guess, for some people. AB Antonio Brown, NFL, All Pro wide receiver with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you guys have not been living under a rock, you've probably heard about the recent news, the drama from this past Sunday, leading all the way up to today. We're recording this Thursday night. But to give some more insight on it, Sterling, I'm gonna kick it to you, bro, and we're gonna dive into it.
Yeah, I'm sure as the world has seen by now, I said Antonio Brown threw off his helmet and dashed off the field in the middle of the game against the New York Jets this past Sunday. And actually, today, Tampa Bay Buccaneers have actually terminated his contract effective immediately. Um, in a quote, by Bruce Arians, he said, while Antonio did receive treatment on his ankle and was listed on the injury report the week leading up to last Sunday's game, he was cleared to play by our medical team. And prior to the start of the game, and at no point during the game did he indicate to our medical personnel he could not play. So that was a statement by Bruce Arians, and pretty much that was in reaction to what Antonio Brown has been putting out these past couple of days, stating that Bruce Arians and Tampa Bay Buccaneers medical staff pretty much forced him to play when he pretty much said that he told them that he could not play with a hurt ankle. Um, Also, in the statement by Bruce Arians, we attempted multiple times throughout the week to schedule evaluation by outside orthopedic specialists, yet Antonio has not complied. Maintaining the health and wellness of our players is of utmost importance to our organization. Brown and his attorney, said Wednesday that the wide receiver told the Buccaneers he was too hurt to continue playing an injured ankle, as I mentioned before. But Coach Bruce Arians um, said rebutted that having any knowledge of the nature of his outburst, nor did he say Brown communicated to him or the training staff that his ankle was bothering him. Also, um, Bruce Arians also said at no point during the game did he ever ask a trainer or doctor about his ankle. That's normal protocol, Arians said. We go through protocols during games. I was never notified of it. Obviously, that was a disturbing thing. We were looking for him to go back into the game. Arians said Brown was agitated at halftime of Sunday's game against the Jets about not getting targets he was expecting and that he had to be calmed down. Brown's attorney told ESPN that receiver's ankle and not targets was the source of Brown's frustration. To that, Arians responded with a chuckle. The players know the truth. Things escalated Sunday. Uh, and then in a statement also by Bruce Arians, he said, we called for the personnel group that he had played in the entire game. He refused to go back in the game, Arians said. That's why I looked back and I saw him basically wave off the coach. I then went back and approached him about what was going on. Arians said, Brown said, I'm not. Arians said, what's going on? He also said Brown responded with, I'm not getting the ball. That's when Bruce Arians said, well, you're done. Get the F out of here. Arians added that he pointed to the exits and did not make a throat slashing gesture, which Brown accused him of. Um, with that said, bro, I mean, it's a lot, to unpack here. Um, before, I continue talking about Antonio, what do you think about, everything that I've mentioned so far and Antonio's behavior with this situation?
Um, it's a lot to unpack, like you said. I could tell you my initial reaction because, of course, I was watching the Eagle game, and I knew every game I feel like cut to the drama of what happened, and I'm looking, I'm like, yo, AB did it again. I'm like, he really did it again. And they showed it on Bleacher. You see it on social media, every different angles of it. I'm like, he's really making a fool out of himself again. So automatically, I think about the past of AB. Right? We think about with the Steelers going on Facebook Live in the locker room, right, when Coach Tom was addressing the team. We think about him going to the Raiders. All the things have happened. More recently, he had the fake vax card. He got suspended for 3 games. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's on him. So to me, initially, I'm thinking, and the one a quote I know, man, like we are what we repeatedly do, right? So if you repeatedly lie, you're a liar. If you repeatedly cheat, you're a cheater. Like that's just what it is. And for Antonio Brown, as a fan, like I actually loved AB when he was with Pittsburgh. He was tearing the league up, all pro receiver, Pro Bowl receiver, putting up like historically great numbers. He was trending to be an historically great wide receiver. And the off the field issues happened as we kept hearing about. Then obviously started to be a little bit of on the field, and now this boiled down to be one of the worst on the field actions we've seen from Antonio Brown. So with that being said, if what AB is saying is even partially true, he's screenshotted, he's been posting the text messages with supposedly Coach Bruce Arians. He posted about Tom Brady's trainer Alex Guerrero and supposedly owing him money, or he paid him 100K and he didn't really train him the way that he was supposed to be trained.
Yeah.
And to me, when I look at AB's character and his behavior over the past few years, to me, it comes off as AB's trying to almost portray a narrative like he's the one who's being done wrong. I can tell you this, bro. Two things can be true, right? I'll say this. Bruce Arians could have said that, you know what, AB, I'm done with you. All the things, you're done, like go whatever it is. I believe that he probably did say that, right? Antonio Brown has been dealing with a nagging ankle injury as well. Now, last week, previous against the Carolina Panthers, he caught 10 balls, right?
Yeah.
15 targets, 10 catches back from suspension. He was okay, I guess, right? Understanding he still has to get treatment on the ankle. I'm not saying physically from his own, I can't speak on his injury, but bro, just like being man, especially black men, the way he condoned, like the not condone, excuse me, the way he behaved, and how some people condone his behavior, I think it's unacceptable. As a professional, doing something like that when things don't go your way, it's just not a good look. I'm not saying that AB is completely wrong, right? I'm not saying he's right, but there's different ways you can handle that, in my opinion. He could have went back to the locker room. He didn't have to wave to the fans. He didn't have to throw the helmet, throw the shoulder pads, do jumping jacks, wave to the crowd in the end zone. He could have just went to the locker room and just said, okay, cool, I'm out. We might have found out about it later that evening, a few days later, but it does not blow up to be the same situation that we're dealing with right now. And AB is like, he's trying to save himself at this point. He's like, look, I'm done. I'm not going to play with another team for this year, but he's also trying to make sure that he saves his own behind and that potentially it gets looked at that Bruce Arians was negligent and forcefully made him play. At the same time, bro, like, look, I saw Uncle Shannon Sharp, Undisputed, talking about him obviously being a Hall of Fame tight end. He was in the league. He had injuries, right? And he never said that he would ever get forced to get in the game. They have trainers. They get shots in their ankle, all different types of things that they do. And the technology today compared to when Shannon Sharp was playing in the 90s, it's a lot different. But at the end of the day, bro, it's like I don't think a coach in the NFL can force you to get on the field. If you are hurt, you're not going to play. I don't care who you are. So to me, the narrative of AB trying to, paint it like, oh, they forced me to play on a bad ankle. I can't really go for that, bro. Like he might have wanted him to be in there, but look, if you can't play, you can't play, bro. Like you just can't. So it's a lot to unpack though. But my biggest thing, bro, is AB's behavior, his repeated behavior leads me to believe that I can't feel sorry for him in this situation. That's
Yeah.
my opinion. There's a lot of people on social media backing him. Bro, there's rappers, there's celebrities, there's players currently in the NFL on team AB. And I get it. That's okay. AB is besides take football away, AB is like a celebrity, right? People love AB. He's trying to have a rap career as well, which I've seen has been documented. He does all these other things and people love him. Fans love him. He's got a lot of supporters. But at the end of the day, bro, I can't rock with AB on this, man. Like, I'm not saying that he's not right about some of the things, but the way that he's even like going about exposing these text messages and things like that, in the long run, if he hopes to ever play in the NFL again, I think that's shot, bro. I think
Yeah, no,
he's done personally.
yeah,
But
it's
I'm
a
gonna
wrap.
kick it back to you, bro.
Yeah, it's a wrap. Before I continue, even though I agree with your one statement about that, you know, most coaches, probably, wouldn't be able to force players to play. But one player that I think about that was forced, who is one of the greatest players of all time in his sport in basketball, is Kevin Durant. And I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
nobody says. That
That's a
man
good
was
point.
forced to play. I
That's a
don't
good
care what
point.
nobody says. Like from coaches to teammates to general manager, everybody knows Golden State forced him to play. So
In the
I'm not
finals, yep, you're right.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not trying to compare to stories or anything like that. But what I'm saying is like it does happen though. Like I would not be surprised if it's happened in sports a lot that we just don't hear about. Even though
I
I
feel like
do.
you said like it's more that pressure too, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you think of the moment,
Exactly.
the finals, right?
Yeah.
Golden State's trying to three-peat, right?
Yep.
On paper, they're a better team. I mean, at the time, they were a better team than Toronto if KD's healthy. Point
Yeah.
blank, period, they're a better team. So absolutely, comparing the scenarios, I agree. But you had that pressure. I don't know if AB had the pressure from Tom, from the receiver group. I don't know, but that's a good
Yeah.
comparison.
Like say if he did have a point, which I don't think he does, the point that if somebody did try to choose his side, which I wouldn't, but some people probably would say, well, maybe they probably did try to force him to play because they losing a lot of weapons. Chris Godwin's out.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans dealing with a hamstring injury. He just came back. So a lot of people might say, well, you know what? They're short on weapons. They really need AB, but at the end of the day, though, like, like he's not going to have another job ever again. It's done. But real quick, I just wanted to
Mm-hmm.
go through the timeline for the past
Oh
3 years
man.
of, of, of Antonio Brown. Um, so on December of 2018, he was deactivated from the Steelers' Week 17 game after reportedly throwing a ball at a teammate in practice. That was one incident.
Mm-hmm.
In February of 2019, he meets with Steelers owner Art Rooney II. Both sides agree to move on. Then on March 2019, he gets traded to the Steelers. I mean, not to Terry, traded from the Steelers to the Raiders for a third round and fifth round pick. And then on July of 2019, he was placed on a non-football injury list, frostbite on his feet. And then August, he missed the Raiders training camp practice due to helmet grievances. And then September of that year, he was released from the Raiders after Instagram post asking for his release. And everybody has seen the famous video, "Grandma, I'm Free," that he posted once he got released from the Raiders. And not even to mention, this isn't in the this timeline, but
Mm-hmm.
two things that he has done to me that is just absolutely egregious is recording Mike Tomlin's uh, locker room speech after they won a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
And then also recording John Gruden's conversation with him and posting it for the world to see. That's just unacceptable. Like you just can't do that. Those are private conversations amongst with your coaches. You just can't do that. And then after he gets released, gets a chance to play with the Patriots. Signed a 1-year deal up to worth $15 million, where he only played one game for them. He actually had a touchdown in that game, also, by the way. And then the following week after that, his ex-trainer, Brittany Taylor, accuses him of sexual assault. And then Sports Illustrated also reported a second incident of sexual misconduct. The week after, he was released by the Patriots. And then in January of 2020, he was charged with a felony burglary with battery and 2 misdemeanors for an incident with a moving truck company. Pleaded no contest and did not receive any jail time. In July of 2020, he was actually suspended for 8 games for multiple violations of NFL's personal conduct policy. And then on October of 2020, he signed a 1-year contract with the Buccaneers. Everybody thought after that, things would turn around for AB. He caught 5 passes, including a touchdown to help the Buccaneers win last year's Super Bowl. Then he re-signed with the Buccaneers this offseason. And then, as you mentioned before, he was suspended 3 games for having a fake vaccination status.
Mm-hmm.
And then this leads up to what happened this past Sunday. Um, and then also, another thing is too, bro, like we seen him at the Brooklyn Nets game a couple days ago, like nothing happened. He was just chilling, like, hey,
Man,
my
listen.
life continues, which it does. But it's like, man, like you're jeopardizing, your career, you're jeopardizing, your family and things like that. It's just unnecessary he's doing. And it's like, honestly, like AB's one of the best wide receivers of all time. And now it makes you wonder, will he ever get into the Hall of Fame? Most likely, probably not, because of everything that he's done off
Man,
the field. I mean, the man has the statistics. I mean, the man is phenomenal. Like you can't
absolutely. You can't
deny.
debate that, man. Can't
And,
debate it.
and it was something was interesting that Ryan Clark talked about on Get Up and also ESPN First Take too, when he said, one thing that I could never accuse AB of is quitting. And he said he finally
Mm-hmm.
quit this past Sunday on his teammates. And as a result, man, like this man probably would never get another chance in the NFL again. Tom Brady helped him get another chance. Let the man stay at his house. And for him to do this,
Took a
man,
man.
it's just unacceptable, man. And hopefully he gets the help that he needs and is surrounded by good people in his corner. Because as of now, he's not. He doesn't have good people in his corner, and he's losing himself right now in this moment.
And let me to close out on that, but to also piggyback on what you just said, the people around him. Now, bro, whether I don't know who's in his circle, inner circle, whatever, but at the end of the day, what I think is another issue too is social media. Because when Antonio Brown hops on his page on Instagram, I'll be seeing everything, the stories, everything. When he sees people in those comments backing him and his actions, more so than just his inner circle. I'm talking about the thousands of people online. It's like it enables him to continue to do what he's been doing, bro. Like it's gonna be this. Like I don't care. Let's just hypothetically say that there's one of these 32 teams next year that says, you know what, we're gonna give AB a 1 year deal. Whatever. I'm just saying. Let's say hypothetically speaking, you've seen too many times of what he's done. Can you really say that he won't do it again? Tom Brady took AB in because if we being real, Tom Brady loves to win. He's trying to get as many Super Bowls as he can. That's really the true reason to me why he took AB in. And he knows AB can ball. And Tom thought, and he was wrong, but he thought that, hey, man, I could take AB because if you remember, Bruce Arians before, he said there was no room for AB before when there's rumor that they might
Yeah,
sign him.
yeah,
He
he did.
already said so to me, Tom and BA as they call him, right? They talked and they were probably like, you know what? Tom probably said, look, I understand you don't want him on the team. Remember, Bruce Arians was with him in
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
City
too.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Okay. Bruce Arians, he already knows the AB saga. So he's like, nah, I'm not doing it. Tom said, look, he can help us win a Super Bowl. And he did. He caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. You can never take that away from him. But try to repeat this year and have him back with Chris Godwin out for the year. AB, being one of those main go-to targets for Tom, it blew up. And honestly, it's gonna, in my opinion, we can talk about this a little bit later, but I think it's really gonna hurt the Bucks' chance to repeat now
Oh
that
yeah,
they've lost
oh yeah,
AB.
absolutely.
Godwin's gone. They have a few more injuries on the defense as well. But yeah, man, my thing is, man, part of the problem, people around AB, they keep enabling him to become, I don't even want to say a monster, but like they're like feeding the beast, bro. Like they're making sure that he continues to go down the same path, which is clearly destruction. Like it just keeps happening. I don't understand it. I love the man as a player, what he does on the field. I think he's a great, as our generation of watching football, he's one of the greatest receivers that we've ever seen,
Oh,
personally
absolutely,
speaking.
absolutely.
Um, but it's crazy, man. I don't know if it's mental health, bro. I honestly don't know. I thought maybe it was. I know some people might think it's mental health with him. Some people, oh, CTE. I'm not gonna go that far, but I do pray he gets the help that he needs. But that inner circle or the people on social media, I think if you it swells his head up, man. It's like, yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, I got rappers on, I got Rick Ross talking about me. I got this one talking about me on social media, and it's like enabling him to continue to be the way that he is. Like you said, he was in Brooklyn
I,
like nothing happened. He was
I,
like, hey, I'm
I
chilling. I'm good.
I'm the kind of person, man. Like I'm not about to pin this, stuff on social media. My thing is, you are who you are without social media. That's just how I view it.
I just think it gives him
You
extra
know what I
fuel,
mean?
in my opinion. You know how,
Maybe so.
man, you know the era we live in, bro. Some people
Maybe
get their head
so.
swole because of social media. It makes them become more of what they already are because they
Okay.
see the abundance of people on their side. Like, I know I'm right. Look at so and so when I got this celebrity and this player and this rapper saying that they on my side. Like, I'm just being real, bro.
I'm gonna tell you what's the biggest problem. Worse than social media, because I don't think that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the power that he has. He has money. He has the fame. He's been able to get away. I just went through his timeline. It's a long
list.
It's a long
laundry list.
It's a long rap sheet. Okay. So my thing is this: he's been able to so much stuff that he feels invincible. And to me, that's way worse than looking at Instagram comments or whatever people saying, hey man, you the man, keep doing what you do. Nah, he feels that he's been able to get away with so much stuff that he will never lose a job in the NFL. So he thinks he can do anything he wants. Nobody held him accountable. Not in Pittsburgh, not in Oakland. I mean, they tried it somewhere in New England, but it was, he was already gone. They tried in Tampa, it didn't happen.
It worked for a short period of time. It worked for one season.
Just one. And he turned on the man who helped him the most.
Yeah.
Nah, man. People let him get away with too much stuff. Should have been out of the league personally.
Yeah, but hey, man, look, like I said, all we can do is pray for him, man. Like, I feel like, and this is Thursday, I feel like we're not done hearing about this. This is going to continue to roll. I
hope it's done, bro. He's released, bro. So put it in.
Well, I'm saying AB is going to continue to. Now the Bucks are going to leave it alone. Antonio Brown, just like I said with that social media, he is going to let this continue to drag on. Just so you know, don't be surprised.
This time, nobody ain't going to respond.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man. Whew, so AB, man. So as we're gonna stay in the NFL, and as y'all know, this is the last week in the NFL regular season. This is the first time, bro. We have an 18th week, a 17th game for the regular season. So, bro, most of the playoff seeds have been secured. The playoff berths have been secured. Y'all, I got my Eagle jersey. I got the McNabb. Okay, yes, sir. You see it. We're in the playoffs, man. And nobody, even myself, thought we were gonna make it.
Congratulations.
Yes, come on, give it to me. Come on.
Thank you. First round exit.
We were two. Yeah, well, we gotta see who we play. So that's what we're gonna get into. We got who we play. We might beat y'all. I'm playing. We don't want to see y'all. But anyway, look. So this is what it is, y'all. NFC. Now the seeds might, change, but we know the top. There's 6 teams in the NFC that have secured a playoff spot. We know that's obviously, Sterling's Dallas Cowboys, the Rams, the Bucks, the Eagles, the Cardinals, and the Green Bay Packers, who secured the number 1 seed overall. Now, with this last week, 49ers, who currently are the 6th seed, but could potentially be out of the playoffs if they lose. And the New Orleans Saints are the only other eligible team in the NFC who has a shot to make it in. If the Saints win, they play the Atlanta Falcons, and the 49ers lose, who they play the Rams, the Eagles will move to the 6th. Right? The Eagles are 7, Niners are the 6th. Now they have the same record, but the Eagles lost to the Niners.
Clinch, though.
They did clinch because the Eagles at worst, the Eagles will be 7, the 7th seed. Well, the Eagles.
I'm like, how the Eagles clinch, but the Niners, like
because the Eagles, bro, the Eagles they have the tiebreaker over the Saints. That's why. Because even if the Eagles lose and the Niners lose and the Saints win, the Niners are the odd. Yeah, they're the odd ones out. So that's how they clinch.
Yeah, first I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Yeah. So the Eagles could either be the 6 or the 7. This is what I think is going to play out. Just in my opinion. We'll start with NFC, then we'll go to AFC next. In my opinion, the Rams, they're still playing for something, right? Because they could win a division guaranteed if they win. Now, if they lose, and I think if the Cardinals win, they could flip. I don't think the Rams want that, right? You want to have that 2 or 3 seed or whatever. So the Rams, I think they're going to actually play their starters and not going to rest anybody.
Yeah.
They're going to play because here's the deal. I mean, the first round bye is already out the picture, but you want to secure that home game and get that 2 seed, right? You don't want to have to travel on the road somewhere. So with that being said, I believe personally, bro, I believe the Rams will beat the Niners. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? With that being said, I'm not sure about the Saints and Falcons. But regardless, here's what I'm gonna say. So the Eagles play the Cowboys, you know that. Saturday night football under the lights. The funny thing is though, it kind of, and I'll get your opinion though. I don't think it matters for the Eagles, and what I mean by that is, I don't think they should play their starters. That's just my opinion. I believe that you already know you're going to be on the road, regardless of who you play. Make sure your squad, your starters are rested up, and plus half the team got COVID, so that's another thing. But make sure your squad is rested up, so you're ready to go to whether you play Tampa or whether you play the Rams, whether you play Dallas, whoever it is. Now for y'all, and I'm gonna let you get into it because I know you probably know more than me. If I'm not mistaken, I heard a quote about Jerry Jones saying that you guys are going to play to win, which to me means that your boy Dak Prescott and the crew will be out there for probably the majority, if not the entirety of the game. That's what I've heard. But what I want to do, man, I'm gonna kick it to you, and you could give some more insight on that, and also how you feel about this NFC playoff picture.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't know why they're gonna play. To be honest with you, to me, Dallas is locked in the 4th spot. Like it's pretty much set in stone at this point. So I don't know why you would make the only thing I can think of is what I have been hearing is that they want to try to see if they can get the offense going somehow because this offense needs some damn help. Shit. Sorry, excuse me. I'm just saying. saying the offense is bad, man.
Salty about the offense. So, and you lost Michael Gallup too, man.
Out for the ACL. Oh man, that was heartbreaking. Oh,
he's gonna be a free agent too, man.
Yeah, man. Dallas might luck up and be able to keep him now because his stock has been hurting all year because he hasn't been playing. He was out with a calf injury most of the season. So, but yeah, to be honest, I agree with you about Dallas and Philadelphia. Both teams honestly don't really need to play their starters, to be honest with you. If I was Dallas, I wouldn't. I know they want to get the offense going, but my thing is this: it's too late for that. And that's just personally how I feel. When it comes to the rest of the outlook of the NFC, obviously, Green Bay's locked up with the 1 seed. To me, Tampa's going to hold on to that 2nd spot. They play against Carolina, so I'm not, they'll win that game in my opinion. And lock up the 2nd spot. And then, obviously, like you mentioned, with the Rams in Arizona, that could be possibly, they could flip. But in my personal opinion, I really believe that the Rams will hold on. And personally, I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle tries to play spoiler and beat Arizona this weekend as well. Just because that's a division rival game, so you know how those go. And to be honest with you, for Dallas' sake, for being the 4th seed, I don't know if you want to see the Rams in the wild card round. So even though Arizona did just beat them, to me they match up better with Arizona than they do the Rams, in my personal opinion.
I'm with you there. You want to see it? Hey, if you get another crack at them, as me being objective, non-Dallas fan, if you're a Cowboy fan, you probably want to have a second go around at the Cardinals.
I would, even though James Conner and Hopkins will be back. So they'll be more, fully loaded team. Obviously,
they were missing 2 of their top corners too in that game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they had a bunch of practice squad players out there in the secondary. And Dallas still couldn't do anything. But I'll let that go. But I personally just believe that that's how, to me, the NFC predictions will, roll out, in my opinion. So we'll see. But it's going to be interesting.
Oh no, I'm with you there, bro. I'm definitely with you there. Shoot, all I know, man. Look, like I said, I didn't believe in my Eagles to make the playoffs. We were 2-5, bro. We ended up being 9-7. I gotta give it up to the Eagles, man. Jalen Hurts. I mean, statistically, he's not gonna be a top quarterback. Like I said, I can't say for doing this thing. So when it comes to I think I had a little hiccup there. But when it comes to the Eagles, bro, they're the number one team in the league when it comes to running the football. That's one thing that's
Or that.
worked for them. They bought into it, and hey, I'm with it. It works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I personally, and I know what you're gonna say, I actually want, if it could happen, I want the Eagles. Let's say hypothetically, they could beat the Cowboys if both teams just put their backups in. Who knows what's going to happen? Let's say the Eagles end up actually winning the game with backups. They'll go to 10-7. Hope my hope is that if they get to the 6th seed, I want to play the Buccaneers in the first round. And I know you're going to think I'm crazy for saying that, but hear me out here. I know.
What?
Yes,
Are you trying to die?
this is the perfect time to play Tampa. Absolutely.
Oh,
AB gone.
Keep going.
Chris Godwin's gone.
Oh,
if I had to pick a team to play, I would pick Tampa. Absolutely. We played them earlier in the year when we were terrible. We lost by 6 points at home. AB destroyed the Eagles that game. It was AB and Leonard Fournette. Now, can you tell me that's perfectly fine, but Antonio Brown cooked the Eagles. He was the one player that killed them. It wasn't Chris Godwin. It wasn't Mike Evans. Antonio Brown cooked the Eagles that game. In my opinion, the Eagles' best chance to win, I'm dead serious, going down to Tampa, playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the defending Super Bowl champs. That's right. You're Tampa Bay Bucks. I know you love Brady. That's the matchup I want as a fan. They give the Eagles the best shot to be to upset on the road. I don't like it against Dallas, which won't happen. I don't like it against the Rams. I don't like it against the Cardinals. If the Cardinals win and the Rams lose, I don't like it against the Cardinals. Absolutely not.
Are you?
I want the GOAT. That's who I want for round one.
You know what?
That's who I want for the Eagles.
You should be ashamed of yourself. Dead serious. You should be straight up ashamed of yourself. What you just said was sickening. You really think
on paper that's the best matchup for them?
You really want the Eagles to go to Tampa Bay?
Absolutely.
Against the GOAT? Are you crazy?
For round one, yes.
Against the GOAT at home? Are you crazy?
Yes. Have you seen their rock?
Brady? You were not being.
They're not
Tom
at full
Brady.
strength. I think we can pull it off.
Tom Brady ain't losing to y'all. That ain't happening.
Sure? Are you sure?
I'm 1,000% positive. Are you crazy?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying. Look, the Eagles will be favored. It don't matter. It doesn't matter who they play.
I want y'all to play them so bad.
It doesn't. I do too. It doesn't matter who they play. So when I look at the matchup, I'm telling you, the team I want to play is the Bucks. I'm being real. It's the Bucks.
What is wrong with you? Are you serious?
Yes.
You want Philadelphia?
I'm not being sarcastic at all. Yes, round one. Now, if it was later in the playoffs, no. But for the first game, absolutely.
Oh God, no. Oh,
and here's a crazy thing too. Who are the Bucks been playing these last few games? Scrub teams, right? They're playing the Jets. They're playing the Falcons. They're playing the Carolina Panthers. They haven't even. It ain't even like they was playing any. I'm telling you.
Don't do that.
I'm telling you, man. We lost to them by 6 at home when we were awful early in the season. We are a different team now.
That is fantastic.
And so are the Bucks.
That is fantastic. But when you look into the GOAT's eyes in the postseason, it ain't no comparison. It ain't gonna happen. Okay, this is playoff time we talking about. You know who you messing with? Do you know who you messing with, man? Do you know?
If they're not, if they had AB and all the other people, I would say you're right. I don't want to do it. I don't believe in Tampa's defense as much as last year.
It don't matter who he got out there. It don't matter against y'all in the first round. I'm sorry.
Okay, we'll see.
Now you talking like the Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay, or something, or the Rams, or something.
No, we're gonna be underdogs no matter who we play. I'm just simply saying the matchup I would prefer as a fan on who we would match up better against. I think the Bucks.
You think y'all gonna win?
We have a better shot to win. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, better shot to lose. That's what's gonna take that L. That's gonna be L in the losing box.
Man, listen, I do not want to go play the.
Bro.
I don't want to see the Rams. I know that much. I definitely don't want to see the
You don't
Rams.
want to see.
Absolutely.
You know who y'all really should want to play against is Dallas. It's not gonna happen,
Here we
obviously,
go.
but y'all got a better chance of beating Dallas than y'all do against Tom Brady.
I don't think so.
I do. I do.
Because
don't let that blowout win early in the year get you. No, this is
nah,
Dallas.
I trust
Tom Brady ain't choking.
your defense, man. Your defense is listen. It don't have to be him. If he don't got the right weapons on the team, it won't matter. That's all I'm saying. I feel more confident going against Tampa. Yes, I that's what I said. I believe that wholeheartedly. I would rather play Tampa. That's just my opinion. That's it. I'm not listen. We could still lose. I'm just saying, if I had to pick, we're not going to be favored no matter what. We're going to be underdogs no matter who we play. Just simply understand, if it does happen, do not be surprised if the Eagles pull it off.
I'm done. Disrespect continues with Tom Brady. Your disrespect for this man has been ever since I've known you. You have found ways to hate on this man, and I shouldn't have put it past you to hate on today.
What?
Because you've been hating on this man since I've met you, and you just won't let it rest. Just let it go. You're not gonna beat him. It's over. You lost. He's won so many times. It don't matter.
Hey, we beat him. You were there. We beat him though. You remember that?
Yeah. Who cares? He got 7 of them things.
I don't care if he got. I don't care if he had 10. I don't care if he had 10. We got him once. That's all I can say. I can live with that. But no matter, okay, we gonna move to the AFC though. We're gonna move to the AFC, bro. So the AFC, they actually have 2 seeds, who are 2 seeds, 2 playoff berths left to be clinched. So we know in the AFC we got the Titans at the 1 seed currently, Chiefs are at the 2nd seed, Bills at the 3rd seed, your Bengals, AFC North champs at the 4th. So here's where it gets interesting. The Patriots have clinched a playoff spot, and they have the wild card. And then it's the Indianapolis Colts. And then it could be between the Chargers or the Raiders. And a very, 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 very slim chance the Steelers. And if Armageddon happened on Sunday, the Ravens technically have a chance too. But everyone else has been eliminated.
Yes.
Yeah. So with me, I know that the Raiders and the Chargers play. It's basically a win and get in game, right? Whoever wins that game gets in. Now, obviously, like if this won't happen, but if the Raiders and the Chargers tied, then that opens, some crazy possibilities for like the Ravens or Steelers to potentially get in. The Colts play the Jaguars, who they should beat. But if they actually lose, and I think if the Steelers win, they have a chance to get in the playoffs as well. So it's going to be interesting, but I don't believe that Jacksonville will actually lose to the Colts. But something that I found out that's very interesting, though. The Colts haven't won in Jacksonville since 2014. I did not know this. I seen it. I didn't know that. Yeah. But I think the Colts will get an easy win. They'll secure their playoff spot.
It's not going to be easy.
They're too good of a team right now with Jonathan Taylor.
It's not going to be easy, though. Watch. I'm telling you. It's how it always works. It's just how life works.
The last week of the season, man, it's always something crazy, man. It's always something
competitive,
crazy.
But they'll win, though. I agree.
They'll make them sweat. Yeah, they'll make them sweat. But, man, the Jaguars have been a dumpster fire this year. They're not going to pull it off. But, yeah, I think the L.A. Chargers, bro, with Justin Herbert, they've been a little inconsistent recently. But I trust them more than I trust the Raiders to pull off basically a winner go home week 18 game. I'm with that. So I think the Chargers will sneak in as that 7 seed. I think the Colts will win. They'll stay at the 6, Patriots at the 5, and boom, we got the AFC matchups there. Do you kind of feel the same? Do you have any like upset picks for that week?
Man,
for upcoming week?
That the Chargers and Raiders one is hard for me, man. I you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders. Something just tells me in a weird way they're gonna pull it off, and I wouldn't be surprised if
Just
whoever wins. To be honest, I'll go with the Raiders.
man, the Raiders have
Yeah,
had probably one of the most craziest year in the
really,
season for a
yeah.
football team. Like when you think
Coach get
about
fired, yeah. Player goes to jail.
Henry Rowe, yeah,
Yeah, like
and then
Jesus
John
Christ.
Madden passed away recently
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Rest in peace. And
Yeah.
that I mean, obviously the legendary Raiders coach. So maybe the spirit of John Madden will get into them on this Sunday and they'll win and get in. Um, but I'm going with the Chargers, man. I just think they're just a better
Yeah, I ain't
team.
mad at you.
I like, but I can see it going either way.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, man. So that's gonna be very interesting. So everything else is pretty much sealed up, and we'll be back at y'all later with a special playoff show, I'm sure, to
oh
break
yeah,
down those
oh yeah,
matchups once it's
oh yeah,
official. Yeah, I can't.
oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see who y'all playing. I just can't wait. But all right, so let's keep it moving, bro. So to finish off our NFL talk for tonight, we gonna get into some predictions, man. The NFL regular season awards. I feel like at this point in time, bro, it's pretty much wrapped up. I don't think this last week will have much impact on who wins these awards,
Yeah.
right? So let's just get into it, man. We can start from the top to the bottom, bro, if that's cool with you. So let's start with NFL regular season MVP.
Let's do it.
Now, I think it's obvious, in my opinion, that we're going to have a back-to-back MVP winner.
Yes.
He's reclaimed his title as the bad man, I guess we could say that. Is that fair to say? Aaron Rodgers, he's claimed that the bad man title again. Maybe I don't know, bro. I don't know how you feel about that, but
I'll talk about it in a minute.
yeah. So Aaron Rodgers, man, he's had an amazing year. Not as great as his last year when he won MVP, if we're talking about just statistically, but I think at this point in time, he locked up another number one seed, right? Uh, Green Bay's been rolling. I think that in the odds, the Vegas odds have him favored to win. Second is Tom Brady, who also put up a very great year. But I do believe Aaron Rodgers will take home the MVP. I don't even think he's going to play this week, honestly, against Detroit. Doesn't
Doesn't
need
need
to.
to.
They locked it up. They're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the playoffs is something different. This is regular season. We'll talk about Aaron in the playoffs later. But
Yep.
this award,
Yep.
I do believe he is not unanimous, but he's definitely the consensus pick to win MVP, bro. So I'm gonna kick it to you to
Yes.
see what you think about that.
Yes. So I agree that Aaron will win MVP and he should get the award. He has 35 touchdowns of the year, 4 interceptions, and close to about 4,000 passing yards. And like you mentioned, Green Bay's record, they're 13-3 of the year right now currently. And then you mentioned Tom Brady. Tom has 40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions this year. He's been playing phenomenal. But Aaron deserves this award, especially after the turmoil that took place this past off season. With is he gonna request a trade and things like that? Is he gonna play for another team? Is this his last year in Green Bay? Or they're gonna hand the keys to Jordan Love? Things like that. I heard a report last week that Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers are both interested in having a reunion for next year as well. So let's see how it all plays out. I know you kind of touched on it briefly as far as like postseason Aaron. Obviously Aaron has struggled in the postseason, especially these past 2 years in the NFC Conference Championship game. He's lost, so it's been a struggle for Aaron. He hasn't been to a Super Bowl since 2010. So that should let that he really needs to win another Super Bowl to really enhance his legacy. Even though I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan, but my whole thing is, we always call him a bad man, but the bad man only has one Super Bowl. You can't be the bad man with one Super Bowl, in my personal opinion. To me, he might be the greatest quarterback as far as like, gifts and things like that. But as far as a winner, he's not that. And he really needs to win this season, in my opinion, to really validate the bad man reference in my eyes.
That's a great point, and I think too. I guess a more recent comparison when you think about Peyton Manning,
Yeah,
right? They said one of the greatest regular season quarterbacks of all time. He got his first chip in Indy, obviously. Then to close out his career in Denver, but getting that second chip definitely helped to solidify Peyton's legacy. I think with Aaron, like you said, man, I think for as many times as people call him the greatest, thrower of the football ever, most talented quarterback ever, he's been, I think, man, they've been the number one seed, what was it, like 3 years in a row, I believe. So
Correct.
it's like you got to get it done, man. Like, got to get back to the Super Bowl. He's won it 4 NFC Championship games, so we got to see what happens. But we'll get more to that playoff talk when the playoffs start. But we agree, Aaron's MVP. That's easy there. So moving on to the next one, bro. We have the NFL Offensive Player of the Year, and honestly, it's really only between it's really only between two people. We talk about skill positions, right? This award goes to the league's best player on the offensive side of the ball. It's weird because it's always like the MVP is almost like every year is pretty much a quarterback. If we go back to the last like 10 years, I think the only one
Yes,
who
yeah.
won MVP one time, you
It's
remember
always
AP, Adrian
quarterback.
Peterson did, but
Yeah, it's always
um, so with that, bro, we have Cooper Kupp for LA Rams and Jonathan Taylor for the Colts. Now, according to odds, Vegas odds right now, they're both kind of deadlocked together, about the same odds to win Player of the Year. This is one of the more interesting ones, bro. I mean, both of them have had remarkable years, honestly, at the wide receiver position. Cooper Kupp going for like the triple crown in receptions, yards, and touchdowns, and then Jonathan Taylor, who honestly, outside of Brady and Rodgers, you kind of could look at him as an MVP candidate as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Put the team literally on his back. But I'm gonna start with you this time, bro. Who do you believe should get this award?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with JT. Just for the one main reason you mentioned, he literally carried the team on its back. He has 18 total touchdowns and over 1,700 yards, and that's just crazy statistics. For a running back to have. He also has 317 rushing attempts as well. So I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor. Cooper Kupp has had a fantastic year. I mean, obviously, this man has had, you know, crazy statistics. I mean, 138 receptions, 1,800 yards in receiving. Then he also has 15 touchdowns on the year. So he's done a fantastic job, and he definitely deserves the award. But I just think as a running back, what Jonathan Taylor is doing is just phenomenal. We've seen, receivers have great years in the past, as far as, catching touchdowns and receptions and things like that. But when a running back does it, it just seems a lot different, and it hits more, in my opinion. And I just personally believe he deserves the award, especially for carrying his team on his back, because they were struggling start of the year. People were worried if they would, possibly miss the postseason. For them to be able to actually get to the playoffs and also be close to possibly winning the division again is a true testament to him as a running back as well. So, shout out to him in the year that he's having for sure. And I think he should win the award, in my opinion.
Yeah, you bring up very great points, and I think that in today's NFL, we know it's a pass happy league.
Yeah.
So it's not to say that we don't expect Cooper Kupp to put up numbers like that, or it's not to say that we don't respect it as much. But like you said, the way I feel like the impact that Jonathan Taylor's had for the Colts to almost single-handedly like be a force on that offense to bring them back. And for that reason, I slightly have him ahead of Cooper Kupp. But yeah, Cooper Kupp, man, for if we just keeping it all the way real, receiver such as Cooper Kupp, man, to do what he's doing, I don't think anyone would have predicted it going into this year. Now, if it was Devontae Adams, maybe, okay, cool. But Cooper Kupp, man, like I don't think anyone saw this coming. We know he gets a lot of receptions every year,
Yeah, he a
but
bad
man, the
boy, though.
way he's been, yeah, he's definitely solidified himself in the top. I don't even know if we're gonna say top 3, top 5 receivers in the league. I mean, there's so many
Oh, yeah.
great receivers now.
Yeah.
I'll say top 5 just to be fair,
Yeah,
give respect to
man,
everybody.
come on,
But
put some respect on his name, bro. Come on, bro. You got to keep him at the top five?
no, my bad. He really like top 3,
I'm
man.
just
Top 2,
saying,
top
man.
3, top 2,
Come
top 3.
on
The
now.
only one definitively I could say was really a better receiver at the moment is
Too much.
Devontae Adams. Outside of that, it's
Yes.
kind of hard to argue outside of that. But
Yeah,
nah,
you
man,
know what
he's been
I'm
putting
trying
up
to say.
a great year. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if Cooper Kupp still ends up getting it
I
because
wouldn't.
even though the numbers, man. I'm trying 1,800 yards for a receiver. I'm like that, like, and this was, man. Uh, I'm gonna go with Jonathan Taylor slightly, but I would not be surprised if Cooper Kupp gets it. He deserves it too.
Yeah.
We might not see those numbers. I mean, we probably will, but
I think we will from a receiver again. I do. I do.
I'm with you on that. Especially with these young receivers we got in the game
Yeah,
now. It's
absolutely.
crazy. But okay, yeah. So we don't really disagree there. So let's move on to the NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes,
We got
sir.
some really this is an interesting one too. It's definitely interesting. We have some like familiar names that are on here, you know, the Aaron Donalds, Miles
Yep.
Garrett. That's cool. And also, you know, TJ Watt, Michael Parsons, Trayvon Diggs. This
Yep.
one's very interesting, right? So I would say, bro, I mean, currently favorite is TJ Watt of
I'm
Pittsburgh.
trying to get it. 21 sacks.
Um,
Give it to him.
yeah, man. That's
Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him.
I can't really argue. I don't know if he was gonna argue for your boy Michael Parsons, who's
No,
had an amazing
he'll be
year.
rookie defensive player of the year. That's okay.
Yeah, I think TJ Watt, man, he's getting it, man. He is going to get it for real, man. I think
Yeah,
he's definitely gonna get that.
yeah, that's an easy one. I don't think anybody would debate that one. You know, especially after what we seen him do. He literally almost killed Baker Mayfield on Monday night. I mean,
Oh
literally.
my god, that was terrible.
Literally, like, but like, yeah, TJ Watt is playing phenomenal right now. So 21 and a half sacks, you got to give it to him. But you pretty much just mentioned a lot of names, and as far as Trayvon Diggs with interceptions this year, Mike and Parsons, the impact those two men have had on Dallas defense has been phenomenal.
Complete turnaround.
Complete turnaround, compared to last year and actually years prior to that. So, just give those guys a shout out. And obviously, Miles Garrett and Aaron Donald, they've been always been staples within the defensive player of the years all the time. So, they constantly are consistent in what they provide to each of their teams. That's a great, names to mention. When you're mentioned with those kind of names, man, that's phenomenal.
I agree. And it's just crazy to see like how great of a year TJ Watt has had. Because honestly, you could easily give it to Micah if it wasn't for him. But
Yeah,
man,
for real, for real.
I would say it would be kind of queer to give it to him. But TJ Watt's had such an amazing year, you kind of have to give it to him.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, you got to.
But my bad. So let's get on to this next one, bro. So we got the 2021 Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that's easy.
So we got, I think it's.
Oh, that's easy. That's Jamar Chase, man.
Oh, easily. You could. I'm gonna let you break it down real quick, bro. I gotta just give me 1 second. So I'm gonna let you break it down.
Yep. Yeah. For Jamar Chase, obviously, he's started the season on fire. Cincinnati wide receiver has the second most touchdowns and fourth most rushing yards in the league. This year, very impressive numbers for a rookie. He's managed at least one touchdown in 9 of his 16 games, and as well as 32 plus rushing yards in all but one game in the league this term. With Chase bringing the form he showed in previous season into his NFL campaign. Chase also played a huge part as far as like assisting with Joe Burrow as far as having another option for the Cincinnati Bengals as well. And overall, he just made this a huge impact over on the team. Just to give you a rundown of some of his stats, he has 79 reception yards, over 1,400 yards, and he also has 13 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns as a rookie. I know a lot of people were kind of skeptical about him going into the year because he made comments about how the NFL ball felt and things like that. And a lot of people were questioning him for dropping passes in the preseason. But this man is just a stud, and he's really helped the Cincinnati Bengals overall. It's a reason why Joe Burrow wanted him to be drafted. Obviously, they played together at LSU, so that connection was always there. So I'm just happy for the young man and what he's meant to the Cincinnati Bengals overall. And the future looks great for Cincinnati too. overall with the weapons that they have and just their team is just getting better. And they have a great young quarterback who's destined to do great things in the future. So I'm anxious to see this tandem, hopefully for like the next 10 plus years, hopefully. So, yeah, what you think, bro?
My bad. I think my thing was still muted. Now I agree. Transcendent talent, and we had think about the first round receivers too, between Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. Like, there's a lot of great young talent in the NFL, bro. At receiver, it's great to see. You think about the year before too. You think of the CD Lamb. You think of excuse excuse me, Jerry Judy, Justin Jefferson, like a lot of great talent in the league, man. So it's great to see. Jamar Chase, that Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow connection, man, is lethal. Lethal,
Yeah.
man. And I think, like you said, for years to come, Cincinnati will be um I'm not gonna say Super Bowl contenders, but I'll definitely say they'll be in the playoffs consistently for the next few years with that offense. I think they can just and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase will just keep getting better, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
Tearing
this is a
defenses
start.
up. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. If Jamar now the only thing with Joe Burrow is he gets sacked a lot. So if they could shore up that offensive line in the next year or so, give him even a little bit more time to throw the ball down the field, he might break some records with these passing numbers. So
Yeah,
but it's great to see, man, for the league. I'm with it, man. There's no debating who's the rookie of the year there
yeah,
for offense of the year.
I agree. Um,
So moving on to NFL defensive rookie of the year. It's really only between one person. I
yeah, Michael
mean, for
Parsons. I mean, nobody else. If
I
you want to
mean,
put Patrick Surtain, yes, all due
you
respect,
can, but it's
all
not
due
even
respect.
close, man.
No, I know, but if you had to put
Yeah,
somebody in there, it's him. That's how I would say that. Who Dallas really wanted
absolutely.
to draft to begin with.
That's very true. And the way that in Denver just kind of just took them out of their hands, and then that's when it's crazy. They moved Dallas moved back. They traded their pick to Philly. Philly gets Devontae Smith. Then Micah Parsons goes to Dallas. He falls in their lap, and he's clearly been the best defensive player of the draft. I think it's fair to say, obviously, and he has a great career ahead of him, man. So y'all got a stud in him
Uh,
for years to come.
yeah, I mean, like it was, the reason he dropped so low is, I mean, not real low, but to 12th overall pick was just because of he didn't play the prior season before due to the pandemic. He sat out that whole season. So Dallas was lucky to get him. I know you mentioned obviously the best defensive player in the draft. He might go down as being the best player in that draft in general. It could very
Yeah.
possibly happen that way. I mean, right now his statistics are he's managed 75 total sacks this year and 12 sacks. He's just been playing phenomenal. I mean, not going back to the previous game against Arizona, but the game against Washington, he managed to have 3 tackles and 2 sacks against them. I mean, just was disruptive throughout the whole entire field. Uh, the man is just a beast. You can put him, middle linebacker. You put him on the defensive end. Like you can move him around so many places, and he's just lecture flying on the field. I know a lot of people try to make comparisons to him being like a Lawrence Taylor. He still has to learn. I mean, he's not learn. He still has to live up to that name, but for the impact he's had on Dallas this year has been amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like you said, they're lining him up all over too. So you try to plan for him. He's on the left. He's on the right. He's in the middle. He's even been in pass coverage too, making some good plays. And you would be like, "This is a linebacker, like running like he's a corner almost." It's crazy, freakish athlete. I think he's going to be a solid player for years to come.
Yeah.
So no disagreement there. So this is going to be a good one. So moving on, bro, we got the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. So this is someone who's had overcome the most adversity after failing to play or playing poorly the year prior, or players who got hurt, right? And they come back and perform. So uh, this one's interesting when you think about. There's a few people on the list, right? We have Dak Prescott, you have Joe Burrow, Nick Bosa, Carson Wentz, who he's really not in the conversation. But honestly, I think it comes down to Dak Prescott and Joe Burrow, right? Both have pretty bad leg injuries previously, right? Both have bounced back very well. Now, if you guys don't know by now about Sterling and his love for Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, you're about to hear it in a few seconds here. But bro, I mean, I'm gonna let you start it because we might
Let me
agree
start.
or we might disagree. Go ahead. I'll
Let
let
me
you take it.
start.
Go ahead.
Come on, man. All right, let me talk. Let's talk about this NFL comeback player of the year. All right, so Dak Prescott, he obviously, came back this year from a gruesome compound ankle fracture, dislocation he suffered in week 5 of last season. Um, obviously Dallas went 6-10, was third in NFC East. But this year they're 11-5, an divisional title winner. And a large part due to, obviously their defense, but a large part to Dak Prescott being back. Right now, Dak Prescott actually leads the odds to win comeback player of the year. Through 15 games, he has over 4,000 passing yards for just the second time in his career, and he has a career high of 32 touchdowns and a 68.4 completion percentage. Um, and in my opinion, he's obviously gotten, better in that regard. As far as like his quarterback play, it's been slipping this past few weeks. After that calf injury, but I think before the calf injury, he was really showing you that he was becoming a better quarterback. Also, speaking of Joe Burrow, obviously, he suffered a catastrophic injury, had a torn ACL, MCL, left knee, and suffering other structural issues, on the hit that he suffered in week 10 against the Washington Redskins. Chase Young actually was the one who made the tackle on that play. And currently, right now, Joe Burrow is actually second in the odds to win comeback player of the year. But just very quickly, just to go through their statistics, completion percentage is 70.4 for Joe Burrow, 4,611 yards. He has 34 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. As I just mentioned, Dak has 32 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Obviously, both teams have won their division. Bengals are 11-5 right now. I'm not Bengals. Sorry, yeah, Bengals. Dallas is 11-5, and Bengals are actually 10-6 currently. So it can go either way. What I'm going to tell you is, if I had to pick, I would pick Joe Burrow. But I think the reason Dak Prescott's going to win it, though, in all seriousness, just because of, it's more so in my opinion, bro. We've seen a lot of players come back from ACL injuries, and I'm speaking how people are going to view it. A lot of players have come back from ACL injuries and been successful, but when a player comes back from the injury he had, as far as an ankle fracture, a lot of people probably didn't think he would come back even to have 32 touchdowns this season. So only thing people worried about with Joe Burrow was, yeah, he got injured, but nobody worried about himself. Everybody worried and said, hey, are the Bengals getting an offensive line to save this man? That's what it was, more so than anything. Nobody really questioned if he would come back and be a good quarterback. Everybody questioned that with Dak. And, when Dak came back against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, everybody was shocked how well he played because of the gruesome injury that he suffered. So that's why, to me, Dak is going to get it. And then also another reason why I think they're going to give it to him is because of a lot of things that he also does out in the community too. They're going to add that in there as well. But like I said, if I was a voter, I would vote for Joe Burrow. And I'm a Dak fan, but I'll be honest, I will vote for Joe. But I'm telling you how people are going to look at it. And as a result, Dak Prescott's going to win the award. Just keeping it real with you.
Well, we do agree, because I do agree that Joe Burrow should win the award as well. But
you didn't. You ain't gonna do it, did you? You ain't gonna say it, did you?
I did not.
Yeah,
You have. I didn't think. I was like,
I knew it the whole time.
Yeah. But listen, I don't. If we're being honest, though, I don't know if the off the field stuff is going to have an impact in this award, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not to disrespect Dak, but I don't know if comeback player of the year is like.
It might. I ain't gonna lie. It might. It might.
But should that affect other awards, though? I'm just being honest, because if we're going off the field, people don't like Aaron. If we're talking about just how he is off the field,
no.
I'm just saying,
I'm talking about when you talk about like the NFL, like comeback player of the award. Like, I'm not saying like to me, they're gonna add that in there with him. Just the good man that he is. He overcame all of it. Look what he does off the field and still produces.
Okay.
Like they're gonna add that in there, bro. You know how people are. They add that stuff in there all the time.
That's true. I think from a statistical standpoint, and it's like almost like you have to judge. Hold on, let me backtrack. Just looking at both of their injuries, like, okay, who was hurt worse or who got all right, you could say that. Like, this isn't like the Alex Smith
factual.
broken
That's
leg.
Factual, bro.
It is.
Ankle
It
fracture? Are you crazy?
I'm not saying
you saw how his leg bent, bro. You tripping, bro. you saw how good that bro. They had to turn off the camera, bro. Come on,
it was bad. It was bad. It was bad.
They cut the players on the sideline.
Absolutely. But I will say this too. Ultimately, the award goes to the person who overcomes, whether it's an injury or poor play. Obviously, for both of these young quarterbacks, injury. Now, from a statistical standpoint, and from my eye test, from what I've seen, I would slightly give it to Joe Burrow because he has a higher completion percentage, because he's thrown for more yards, because he's thrown for more touchdowns, and he has more yards per attempt, 8.9 compared to Dak's 7.3. So when you put all those things together, the yards, completion percentage, and the touchdowns, only about 2 more. Yes, Burrow has more interceptions. I get that. But at the same time, I'm not so sure people expected the Bengals to win a division this year. And I know you might say that some people thought that. But when you look into the year, people talk, oh, Cleveland might be a Super Bowl contender. Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. Oh, like people didn't think Joe Burrow was going to be the best quarterback in his division and lead the Bengals to a division title. You know this, bro. They haven't won since 2015, 2015, I believe. Yeah. So because of that, for Burrow's case, I will slightly give it to him. So I'm not saying that Dak's injury is not more significant. I understand that.
Let me ask you a question. Then why is Dak favored to win then? Answer me that.
It's slight. Bro, slightly.
Answer it. Why is he favored?
Because he plays for a Dallas Cowboys.
No. Dallas are hated. That ain't it.
They're hated and loved. Hated and loved. You know this.
It's because of what
I can't, bro. I go anywhere in the world, you're gonna find a Cowboy fan.
It's because everybody's seen him crying as he left the field, bro. It's that people remember that. So
when people, okay.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. They gonna give it to him off of that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. It's like, man, like this man was crying, like his teammates came over there, like everybody was like hurt when they saw him get injured. Like, and for him to come back, like I said, that dislocated ankle, bro. Like that. Come on now, bro. Like not everybody gonna come back from that after that first year, bro. That's what I'm trying to say.
You're absolutely right. And what was Burrow's injury? If you could refresh my memory, I know it's not okay. It's not maybe as significant, but if he's keeping it.
I'm just telling you. Look at it. I'm picking Joe to win. You act like I said that.
But I'm just saying, but you're kind of more on the fence, though. I'm like,
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm picking Joe all the way. If you gave me a vote right now, I'm picking Joe Burrow. So I'm on the fence. I'm picking Joe Burrow.
You keep making reasons why Dak's gonna win it.
I'm telling you why he's favored, why he's gonna win. I'm not picking him. I'm telling you why he's gonna win, though. He favored for a reason, ain't he?
He is, but if I might. If I was a betting man, I might bet. I would bet for Burrow. I'll bet against Dak, even though Dak is favored. I'm going with Burrow. That's my
opinion. Tell me why he's favored right now. Tell me. Because you know I'm right. Because you know it's the reasons I mentioned. You know I'm right.
Because he plays for Dallas.
Bro, stop right. This don't want to admit it.
It's America's team.
What I just said was
if y'all can't get a Super Bowl, you can't get a playoff victory. You at least don't get the comeback player of the year for Dak. I get it. I respect it.
I get it. You know what it is, though.
Yeah, he plays for the. Look, Dak's a leader. He's a great dude. I'm not saying he's not a good guy.
See, and that's what the voters gonna use right there. He's a leader. He's a good man. I'm telling you.
My thing is, I don't think people expected Burrow to be. Yes, he was. Yes, we know Burrow was the number 1 pick or whatever. But at the same time, I just don't think coming back from that, nobody really had high expectations for Joe Burrow this year. I think with Dallas, everyone thought they were going to win a division. Everybody.
But what was the biggest question? Everybody was like,
Dak's health.
The year. Dak didn't play. He didn't play a preseason game. Shoulder was bothering him. Everybody was like, "How is he gonna play? He hasn't played in almost a year." That was the biggest question mark. Is how he was gonna play.
That's fair.
Just saying.
Listen. You could whatever side of the coin you're on. It's cool. I can't really argue against Dak. I just think you could make a better case for Burrow. In my opinion.
Really?
It's objective. You picked him too.
No, I did. No, yeah. You're asking me what's the better, like what people are gonna look at. Like I said,
so stats don't matter when it comes. So just the fact that he made it back.
If you want to talk about stats, you making it seem like he killing Dak in stats. He only got him beat by 2 touchdowns and 2 percentage points in completion. You making it seem like he dominating, bro. That ain't the case.
It don't mean that he man. It don't mean that he's dominating them, but at the same time, it's like, are we gonna? He's not dominating, but at the end of the day, are we going to give him credit or not? That's all I'm saying. So that's all I'm saying. Are we going to give him credit for it or not?
It's so close. Apples and oranges. Like, come on.
So if Dak was ahead, I couldn't argue for Burrow personally.
Yes, you could if you wanted to. Those stats are not like outlandish, bro. Like those are very competitive stats between two players. Like that don't matter. It's so even.
So just if you're decent, it doesn't matter if you're good. And just if you're at least close.
We're talking about 2 touchdowns more. Come on, bro. Are you serious? You acting like he
up by 10. But it's the touchdowns, completion percentage, the yards.
Bro,
yards per everything,
yards
man.
Ain't that much either. I just went through them. What are you talking about?
You acting 41 to 46? I'm just saying, man. 4,100 to 4,600, man.
Yeah, but that's not you making it seem like that's like a whole bunch. Like it's like
it's not that it's a whole. It's not that it's a whole bunch. My only thing, like I said,
completion percentage 70.4, 68.4. Whoop-de-doo. Touchdowns 34, 32. Like you making it seem like he killing him though.
It doesn't matter. I said he's gonna win it slightly. I didn't say he's killing him. I said he's gonna win.
No, I'm talking about the stats though. Like you keep talking about stats don't matter. But what I'm saying is, bro, the stats ain't like that much better. Is what I'm saying. Like I could see like if it was like okay, Joe Burrow had about 40 touchdowns to Dak's 30. Okay, now we talking. But you by 2.
Why? Like I said, I didn't say definitively. I said I believe he will slightly win it over.
You said, but look at the stats. You said you asked me stats don't matter. You just asked me that.
Okay. If you don't listen, if Dak wasn't free, I'm telling you, I'm being objective.
You wouldn't do it because you're a Dallas Cowboy hater. So get out of here. Don't even lie on camera right now because you know you would have found a way to knock Dak.
I could be honest. If the number, I'll be a straight hater if I didn't pick Dak if that was the case. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I can't do nothing to that. If he was, like I said, if it was flipped, I would have to say Dak.
Oh, get out of here.
I would just be a complete hater and troll.
I know you better than that because you still would have brought up the argument. You would have been like, "But Joe Burrow carried the Bengals when nobody expected him to." You would have found a way.
I could still say that, but it would be wrong. It would be wrong, though. It would be wrong if I said that.
You would lie. I know you. You just lied to America.
Stop, man. I'm trying to be better, man. I'm trying to be better. But yeah, no. So all right, y'all. So those are. I mean, we could actually. My bad. We can close it out with the coach of the year, and then we'll push forward. I think it's tied right now, bro, between Matt LaFleur of Green Bay and Zach Taylor of Cincinnati.
Exactly.
I would go with Zach Taylor for Cincinnati because of a reason I said before. Nobody really expected the Bengals to be this good as a complete team. Their defense is pretty solid too. Okay. Because of that, I got to give it to him, man. I got to give it to the Bengals coach, Matt LaFleur. You've been there.
I think your coach deserves consideration after you doubted him all year.
He does. Absolutely, he does.
After you doubted him.
I'll say this. He deserves more than Frank Reich does, in my opinion. If we're talking about only because the Colts on paper going into the year, I feel like people definitely thought they not to say that we're shocked at where they are or how they got to where they are. We probably thought they could be like a 10-6, 10-7, whatever, 11-5, 11-16. I'm forgetting extra game, but But the Eagles, bro, they were 2-5. Everybody thought they're gonna be last place in the division. We'd be keeping it real. A lot of people, whether it's Colin Cowherd, people on First Take, Skip and Shannon, Stephen A. Nobody believed in the Eagles, man. I didn't believe we were gonna be this good. So even for me, you gotta kind of give it to him, man. People were hating on him. You gotta give him consideration, but he doesn't deserve it. Zach Taylor, Cincinnati deserves it. I agree. I don't know if you want to argue this one down with me like you did with Dak and Joe Burrow. I don't know.
I didn't argue. I said Joe was going to win.
But you made a more compelling argument for Dak. But it's all good. I'm just saying you did.
No, I told you he going to win it.
But by saying that, you're making the argument for it. Even though you're picking Burrow, you're still saying, this is really why Dak's going to win.
Why he's favored and why he's going to win. I'm just telling you. Watch.
So why didn't you just pick Dak from the jump to win the
Because I personally don't believe he deserves it.
But you get mad at me for bringing up the
no.
Right,
I get mad at your reason for saying because of the statistics. I'm with you on your reasoning when you talk about what Joe was done for the Bengals. I agree with that. That's why I'm more so giving it to him. But like I just think that when you talk about statistics, those statistics ain't that much to really validate why he should get it. It's more so with how he's turned around the Cincinnati Bengals, in my opinion. That's how I look at it.
That's real. I'm cool with that. But yeah, I think Zach Taylor, man, I think it's kind of if LaFleur gets it, I'd be like, I guess. I mean, they need it. All I know is that they need to get to the Super Bowl and potentially win the Super Bowl. But besides that, man, that's our NFL talk for tonight. Before we conclude, I know we're getting a little late in the show, but we can't end the show without talking about my guy. My guy's bro, my bro's guy, however you want to say. Sterling, this is your man's right here. This is your man's right here. This is your man's. We have the return of the controversial and electric superstar himself, Mr. Kyrie Irving, made his return last night. And I'm gonna let you. This is your guy. I know you probably at the game and everything in Indy. I know you was there, front row seats behind the Nets bench. I get it, but so I'm gonna let you take this one about Kyrie's return.
All right,
to the Nets.
So Kyrie Irving last night provided an emotional lift to the Brooklyn Nets that they were hoping to see this season. Brooklyn Nets won last night, 129-121 against the Indiana Pacers. Not only did Irving show flash of his old form by posting 22 points and 4 assists and 3 rebounds and 3 steals in 32 minutes, he offered a reminder just how dangerous the Nets can be when he shares the floor with Kevin Durant and James Harden. By the way, Kevin Durant had a quiet 39 points. He does that often, where he just scores 40, and you're like, I didn't even know he did that. He does that all the time. With Irving hitting several crucial baskets down the stretch, the Nets erased what was a 19-point deficit against the Pacers. After it was over, Irving admitted having some nerves in his return, but said he was just happy to be on the floor after missing the first 3 months of the year. Irving said in a statement, just a lot of gratitude. Just to be present tonight with everyone, Irving said. Just go out there and having fun doing what we love to do. It was a not so good first half for us. And we came in the locker room and we knew that in order to build this identity that we want to have later in the season, we got to start now. And, we can go back and forth on this, but I'm going to tell you this right now. That man coming back last night put a smile on everybody's face on the Brooklyn Nets team. You've seen it. Kevin Durant was ecstatic. James Harden was ecstatic. Everybody was. Nobody wants to admit it, but Kyrie Irving is a heart and soul of the Brooklyn Nets team. That's just real. Nobody wants to admit it, but it's true. I personally believe he's the leader of their team, to be honest with you. I really do. And you saw that last night when he came back. Players were energized, ecstatic, just high-fiving each other. It was a different energy having that man back on the basketball court. And he showed everybody once again why he is Uncle Drew. That man balled out. And he showed all the haters, Lawrence, Nick Wright, Shannon Sharp, we can go down the list. It doesn't matter. Kyrie Irving is a bad man. That is my guy, man. Look, did you see what he was doing out there? It wasn't even fair. This is the best ball handler of all time. And to me, the best finisher at the rim of all time. This man is a bad man. And I get it. Trust me. I'm upset at Kyrie for not playing most of this season. But what I tell y'all, he was going to come back. Now, it's not how we want it, but he's back. He's back. You saw number 11 with the mini fro out there. Young Mamba out there. You seen it. And he balled out.
Listen.
I ain't don't listen, man. Stop hating.
Bravo, man. Bravo. Man, see this. This is stop. The same thing you would get on me about. I'm about to get on you about.
Get on me.
And you're not letting your fandom of Kyrie being he's your favorite player in the game. That's great, but man, you act like he came back in the playoff game. It's a regular season game,
and it mattered. And go right ahead, but I'm gonna continue. Is why I'm acting like this. But you can go right ahead.
Yes, and I told look. I'm happy he's back, and you can listen. It's a huge sigh of relief for the team knowing that Kyrie's back, knowing that he's hopefully probably in basketball shape, and he will be a great contributor to the Nets while on the road. But as I told you, and I must continue to say this, and you were on this side too before, but now that he's back, you're just trying to ignore it. But this is what's going to happen. We expect the Brooklyn Nets to compete for an NBA championship, okay? Yep. We both agree on that. Most people would agree on that. I have no issue with Kyrie being back unvaccinated. Honestly, that's his choice. I'm not going to condemn him like all these other people are. Like I said, bro, my only concern is the playoffs because the way things will probably work out is that the Nets we'll just be honest, they're going to be the 1 seed, okay? Let's just knock on wood now. They're going to be the 1 seed. Everybody's healthy. No one in East is seeing the Nets. We understand that. My only concern for your team, your boy, Kyrie, is when in doubt, if they do, and it doesn't even matter now because of the role, because I looked up the rule. They could play Golden State. It's not going to matter playing in their arena on the road. But if y'all have to have a game 7, it's going to hurt. Y'all basically have to win all your road games straight up. I'm just being real. Because it's going to be tough,
game
man.
7 on the road?
No,
I'm asking.
Oh, you mean if it is on the road?
Yeah, I'm asking.
See, this is my thing. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to answer the question, but then I'm going to get on you because you pull something that you would get on me if I said the same thing. Listen, I'll be on. Listen. Hold on a second. If it's on the road, then they're in the clear. They should be in the clear. But bro. We talked about this at lengths before he came back, and how you felt. You were grilling this man for.
I'm still gonna grill him. I'm still mad.
You seem very giddy and excited that he's back
because he's back.
Okay,
it needs something.
It's a great thing. But I'm more looking to what matters the most for your team, and that's the postseason.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm trying to be objective and real. I would love to see the Nets win the chip for KD. I'm not a hater. What do you think I'm saying? I would love to see them win the chip.
Don't lie to people. You don't want to see them win.
Oh my God. Number one, I want to see my Heat win, but we know that's not going to happen. But what I'm saying is, it would be great for the Nets to. I want the Nets or the Warriors to win a chip. I'm a fan of basketball at the end of the day. I love my Miami Heat, as you know, but man, stop, man. See, I wasn't even gonna bring up.
I know, because you said I'm a fan of better. You're a fan of LeBron, okay? It's called what we see. Okay, let's talk about it.
All right, man. Man. He did done. But listen. He's not going to get the shot. New York's not going to change the mandate. Just like I saw, if they play the Knicks, obviously he can't play in that game. Right. If they go to Toronto, they can't play in that's not a big deal. Postseason. I don't care if you play Golden State. I don't care if you play Utah. I don't care if you play Phoenix. It doesn't matter. At home in Brooklyn, they're not changing that rule. I do not foresee the way COVID is going right now. They definitely not going to change that rule. So my only concern is if you can't get them in the home games, in the finals matchup, that's where you're going to see a drop off. Kevin Durant, as great as he is, bro, if a team like Phoenix or Golden State is rolling and they don't have him for them home games, and it's gonna be tough, man.
No,
It's
and
gonna be
and,
tough.
and and what you're saying is not wrong. But I want everybody to sit back and answer this question. Are the Brooklyn if the Brooklyn Nets are okay with it and they can figure out a way, what's the problem? What I'm saying is we might not like
Yeah,
it. We might
yeah.
not like it, but obviously they cool with it. Because what I saw last night, they was cool with it.
They needed him
They were
back. It was
cool with it.
clear and evident that they needed him
They were
back. We
cool with
know
it.
that.
So they know they're gonna get him part-time even in the postseason. But and I agree with you. What you're saying is not wrong. Trust me, I want him to play full time. I'm not happy that he's part-time player. I think it's nonsense because he out here getting paid for away games when people out here in America losing their jobs. He's still good.
Even Nets fans too who want to see Kyrie, KD, and Harden together.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
can't, you
trust
pay. You want to
me.
come to a home game and see it. You might not be able to travel
Absolutely.
here and there to see him play. It's like, dang, I can't see Kyrie play
Look, absolutely,
in
100%. I'm not
person.
disagreeing with anything you're saying, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is they gonna try to figure out a way. And if they don't think it's gonna hurt them and they gonna figure it out, then they gonna be all right. Whereas they win a championship and he's part-time player, then what we gonna say? That's what I'm saying. Like we could talk about all these what ifs. It could be a problem. What happens if it's not a problem and they win? Then what we gonna say? What are people gonna come on television and say the next day?
I'm
You
sure
see what I'm saying?
you'll be waiting for that day. I just
I'm just saying,
personally, I don't.
what are you gonna say if they win and he's a part-time player?
I can't do nothing but tip my cap to him, man. I gotta congratulate him. Like I'm not mad. I'm just saying for their best case scenario to win, yes,
I agree.
it's helpful for Kyrie to
Yes,
be able to
100%.
be there. Because you're playing with fire here. Obviously, the Nets. First of all, the Nets know they need Kevin Durant is playing the way he's playing and use his minutes, as you know, everything he has to do for the team is
I
set
agree.
people up. It's gonna burn him out. So having Kyrie can help. KD can kind of maybe reduce his minutes a little bit, maybe even take a night or two off on the road. You never know.
See,
And let Kyrie go to work.
this goes back to my point when I told you we talked about this. When you kept saying Brooklyn get to the finals without a Kyrie. This is why I kept telling you. You see, James Harden ain't the same guy.
No,
they need a Kyrie. I'm not more so concerned about the finals. Like we keep talking about the finals and all that stuff.
but that's how much respect I have for the Nets. Is I'm not saying about playoffs. I'm just saying the finals. I'm not saying the first round, second round conference. I'm saying the finals.
To be honest with you, I'm gonna start in the Eastern Conference against Milwaukee. To me, that's where it starts, in my opinion, in my personal opinion. That's why I kept telling you, if Kyrie don't come back at all, they ain't beating Milwaukee. Not with how James Harden playing. That ain't happening. This man is playing sorry right now. And look, man, I hope he comes back full time. He probably won't. But I'm just happy to see Uncle Drew on the basketball court. Number 11 is back, baby. And I'm loving it that he's out there blessing us with Uncle Drew magic. I'm just happy to see him play. That's all it is, man. That's all it is.
I understand that. And it's great right now. It is perfect. It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's magical to see it right
You're
now.
A hater.
I'm not hating. I'm looking out for you and your team.
Part of you even smiled when you saw him out there, didn't you? You smiled, didn't you? Even deep down, all the hate you had, you smiled.
I didn't have to smile deep down. I was cool with it. I'm like, oh, Kyrie back. Like, it's great for the game, man. It's great for the game. I'm not hating on Kyrie.
You smiled.
I told you, it don't matter to me if he gets to the shot or not. I want to see you happy. You're my guy. You're my bro. I want to see you happy. I want to see the Nets win, because if they don't win and they're at full strength, as in no one's injured, and they lose again, man, I'll be like, bro, man, you called this a few years back. You said they's gonna win the chip and all this, and I don't know what's happening, bro. What's going on with KD, man, Kyrie? They're not getting it done, bro. Like, that's what I'm gonna tell you if it don't happen. But if it does, I gotta see.
Wait to hate. Look at you. Wait to hate. You already got your speech ready. You already got it written down.
No speech, man. No speech. I'm just.
Oh,
bro, I want to see you happy, man. LeBron's about to be out the league. I know you ready excited for that. You're gonna be throwing the retirement party for him. I know, but at the end of the day,
I'm not. I actually, I'll be sad when LeBron retires.
Okay. Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Greatness is leaving the game. There'll never be another player like LeBron. All seriousness.
Though you said the greatest is leaving the
I know I
game.
said one of the greatest is leaving the game.
Okay. I thought
But
you
I didn't
said the
say
great. I
the
was like,
greatest. I
dang.
ain't,
What?
I ain't gonna never say that.
Oh man. But yeah, nah. But we can get the Lakers another time, man. But I think we're all excited to see Kyrie back. Even though Sterling thinks I'm a hater, I'm just thinking about their long-term goals to win the chip. That's it. It's gonna be great. He's gonna be on Sports Center. He's gonna be on top 10. We love Kyrie. His handles. He is a magician with the ball. We know that. But but with that being said, man, we gonna get some more NBA later down the line. NFL. We got the last week of the season. We got the awards we talked about. Obviously, this Antonio Brown drama, I think, will continue. That's just my opinion. With him posting stuff, not the Bucks, AB will continue to post some crazy stuff. I won't be surprised if he gets into something in the offseason. That's just his nature, his behavior, what he's been doing. But with that being said, man, we had a nice hour and 30-minute show. We haven't done one this long in a little while, too, bro. So it's good to do. So but we appreciate everyone who's tuned in on our YouTube page. If you see us in person, if you're listening on audio, whether you're on the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, however you listen to our show, we appreciate you. Appreciate the support. And with that being said, man, y'all take it easy. Y'all have a good one. We're out.